Hello, welcome everyone. In this video, I'm going to work out on chain rule of derivatives. So where do we apply the chain rule? Chain rule is applied in expressions where we have a main function and an input function, and the input serves as the input of the main function. So here f is our main function and g of x is our input function. And g of x is basically the input of the main function. So in this scenario, or in these expressions, we are taking the derivative of the main function times the derivative of the input function when we actually take the derivative of the expression. So that's where we apply the chain rule. So here f is our main function and we take the derivative of that. Okay, and the input of that is g of x times the derivative of the g of x, which is g prime of x. So this is the derivative of this expression right here using the chain rule. So let's take a look at this expression. So if we look at this, we have our input, which is g of x. This is our input function, and our main function is the cube function. So let's write this down. G of x equals x squared plus 3, and it serves as the input of the main function, which is f, and that is we have g of x, its input, and we are taking the cube of that. Okay, so this is what we have when we simplify this expression right here. And when we take the derivative, we apply this particular chain rule. We take the derivative of our main function and then we multiply with the derivative of our input function, and that would be the derivative of this expression right here. So let's go ahead and do this on this page. So here we have g of x is equal to x squared plus 3, right? This g of x is this right here, which is the input of our main function, which is f. So f is basically taking the cube of g of x. And now we're going to apply the chain rule here to solve for the derivative of this expression right here. So we already know that the derivative of under chain rule is going to be f prime of g of x times g prime of x. Okay, so derivative of the main function times the derivative of the input function. So now let's go ahead and do this. So we have f is cube of g of x. So when we take the function of a derivative of this function, it's just the power rule, 3 times inside we have g of x, and then we have 3 minus 1. Okay, we subtract 1 from the exponent. So this is the derivative of this f. And now what is the derivative of our g of x? Well, we have x squared plus 3 our g of x. So we take the derivative of that, x squared plus 3. I'm not going to take the derivative in this step for the g of x. I'm going to do it in the next step so it's easier to see. So here we have 3, and I'm going to put the value of g of x here instead of g of x, which is just x squared plus 3, right? It's the function itself, and 3 minus 1 is 2. And now let's take the derivative of this expression. So what's the derivative of x squared? It's just 2x. And what is the derivative of a constant? It's 0. Okay, so let's do this. 3 in parentheses x squared plus 3 squared times 2x. So this is our final solution. Now let's do one more example. Here we have another expression. Okay, so this one I'm going to simplify a little. We have multiplying this whole expression, so I'm going to take 2 out of the derivative. That's the constant times the derivative property. So 2 is outside the derivative, and now we are left with 2x squared plus 3 to the 4th power. Okay, now this right here also becomes f and g of x, right? So g of x here is our inside, or the input function, which is 2x squared plus 3, and f is our quadratic function. We are taking the quadratic function of g of x. This is g of x, I'm sorry, not 4. I don't know why I put 4 here. It should have been x here. Okay, So our input function is 2x squared plus 3, and our main function is the quadratic function of our g of x, or the to the fourth, taking the g of x and raising it to the fourth power. So now we know that the derivative using the chain rule is going to be f prime of g of x times g prime of x. Okay, so derivative of our main function, this is the main function, derivative of our main function times the derivative of our input function. Okay, so the main function is g of x raised to the fourth power, so it's 4. When we take the derivative, it's going to be 4 times this exponent is going to become the coefficient g of x, and then we have 4 minus 1, we subtract 1 from the exponent, so this is the derivative of this part right here, f prime g of x. And what is the derivative of g prime of x? Well, g prime of x we have is going to be the derivative of this portion g of x. So I'm just going to write it as d over dx. I'm not going to take the derivative here in this step. Okay, this is square plus 3. Okay, all right, here 4, and now we substitute the expression for g of x here. It's a 2x squared plus 3, and 4 minus 1 is 3. And what is the derivative of this right here? Well, what is the derivative of 2x to the second power? It's 4x, right? And plus the derivative of 3 is 0. Okay, so this basically is this portion right here. Right here. This portion right here. Okay, and in the final answer, we're going to write 2, right? There's a 2 multiplying outside, times this 2x squared plus 3 cubed, and then we have 4x. Okay, so this is and then there is a 4 right here, times 4, I forgot. So make sure you don't forget anything when you write your final answer. Make sure you write all the terms. So it's going to be 2 times 4 times 2x squared plus 3 and 4x. So this is our final answer. Okay, that would be it.